Hi guys, and welcome to Scrap Rat. I'm Cindy, and tonight we're going to talk about Bookpage, and we're going to make something out of junk mail and packaging. When you're making your tag bases or pockets or whatever, you always end up, well, not always, but you end up with scrappy bits sometimes, and they can be fun to play with. But I mean, when you have so much, what do you do with it? Well, I have a plan for it, and we're just going to rip it and we're going to color it all at once in one big batch. And we're just going to rip it into smaller pieces and just have a box or a bin that you don't mind getting stained. And we're just going to go for it. That's what we're doing tonight. And I got this video. I will link it below. I got this idea from a video and I will link it below, but I believe she said she originally got it from somebody else who originally got it from, I believe, Louise Hensel, I think. I can't remember. But I will link her video below because she makes something pretty cool too. And I'm going to put gloves on because it took me 20 minutes to scrub the alcohol ink off of my hands, and I never wear gloves. So um, just to let you know, this is messy. Very, very messy. So we are participating in the Scrap Timber 2025 put on by Margreth and Toni at 7 Plaza and Crafty by Toni. And I just have some homemade alcohol inks that I made with reinkers from Tim Holtz, some of Tim Holtz's reinkers. And I haven't got these labeled, so I don't know what colors they are. So we're going to be surprised together. How's that? So you just kind of mix them up in here and just kind of play around with your inks. And we're just going to keep spraying, and what we get is what we get. And we don't pitch a fit. Right, Judy? Right. Which is possible. I know I do have colors like Vintage Photo and Rusty Hinge, which I do believe this one is. And tea-dyed, and can't remember what else. I can't remember what the yellow is. But I just took the colors that I had the reinkers for and mixed them with water and a little bit of alcohol. And I do not have a video for making the homemade sprays. There are plenty of them out there. If you can't find one that makes sense to you, I've kind of adapted my own. I have not made a video on it though. Talked about it, but I haven't done it. So but if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to tell you how I do it. But that's pretty much it. If you don't have alcohol inks or don't want to make the sprays, or just don't feel like getting this messy, you could water down acrylic paint. You could use watercolors. You could use all kinds of stuff that you could just water down your medium and do the color treatment to your paper and see what you get. This is, I think, a very good way to color a big sum of paper and to get rid of some of the scraps that we accumulate. But I think we're going to pause and we're going to come back after these are dry. I will lay them out and let them dry for a minute, and then we'll get to making stuff. Okay, as you can see, we've got them laid out on our table and they're mostly dry, and I've just kind of been tossing them around. I'm sorry if the fan's making noise, but I've got a little fan on them. Just kind of been tossing them around. They're mostly dry. So we're going to give it a few more minutes and then we're going to get cleaned up and we will get started on our project. So hang tight, guys. Okay, guys, and we are back with our box grunged up book page. So we're going to get started on our project, and the gloves did not do me much good. So use better gloves. I have a little trifold piece of junk mail and the return envelope, and it has a little flap on it. So decided I'm going to make the folio into a folio. I took this part that actually seals the envelope, I took it and folded it back. There was a perforation there, but we're going to take care of that when we collage over it. So I'm just going to take and make this flap the closure for our folio. I'm going to take this flap here and I'm going to set it behind that one, so that way when it closes we have a closure, and we will just go over everything with our book page. Open her up and get started. Going to do, I believe we're going to do this part first. Oops. Well, that wouldn't be a bad closure either, would it? Have a pocket out there. Maybe we'll do that. No, I think I want the pocket in there. I think I want the pocket in there. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do this. I'm just going to put some glue stick down, and we're just going to start putting paper down. Oh, that's not good. Guess it's a little too warm in the craft room. Try and find a bigger piece to start off with. Here, let's just go ahead and dump this. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a little base coat down on your junk mail, or if you're going to use scrapbook paper, you could stamp on it or ink it a little bit so you have a little bit of a base to start with. Well, I have that to wrap around, so we're just going to go ahead and put this down. And I'm not too worried about the edges right now. We can always come back in and fix that. I'm not going to use that one yet. This is where I struggle. This is where I struggle. Decisions, decisions. Keep picking that same one up. Now this part, I know I will take and not make you watch me struggle through all of this. Just want to put a couple of pieces down, and then we will move on from there. So we'll go ahead and pause, and then we will come back when I have some of this done. Whoops. Oops. There we go. So hang tight again, guys. Okay, we've got our front and back cover done, and we're getting ready to wrap around to our actual cover. So this will be our cover. So we have this piece that we need to wrap, and we have these couple of pieces over here. That one I wrapped because, well, I wasn't thinking, so sorry guys. But we're gonna wrap these guys real quick. And I know the opening to the pocket is here, but we're gonna actually cut it here when we're done. So just for sake of ease. So we're just gonna take it and just pull it around. And we're just gonna pull these guys. Actually, I want to put something here first, I think. We're gonna put a little something there first. Before we wrap it around. Okay. We're just going to kind of coax it around. We may need to use a little bit stronger glue than the glue stick. And if that's the case, then we will do it. Come on. Does anybody else talk to their glue like that? I find myself talking to my glue, my trimmers, and my my paper trimmers, and all of my crafty utensils quite a bit. Quite a bit. Probably more than I should. We're going to take that piece and put him down there. Oops. And we're just going to keep on going until we get our cover covered. And we'll just keep on keeping on. And wrap this guy around. And we will just keep collaging until we get it all covered. And if you wanted to put pockets on the inside of this, obviously you would not need to do the bottoms because you would have pockets there. I considered that, but I think that we are going to just decoupage the whole thing and see how we do. We may mix this whole part depending on how far we get with this. So I will pause again and see how far we get. Okay? And I won't do this part without you guys, promise. Okay, guys. Just for video, we are like almost 30 minutes in. So I think I am going to have to edit some of this out. If I can, I will. And I apologize for it being a long video. So I will probably edit out some of the beginning of me spraying the papers. And if you're unsure of how I did it, just let me know, and I will try to explain any confusion. But I can't really make really long videos. I have to edit them out because, well, nobody wants to watch me clamor around for an hour. So, okay. Turn that, and we have the entire inside done. And I'm just going to wrap this one around. There we go. That's better. And anything that hangs over, we can take care of that in a minute. But we have the entire inside done. So just in case, let's fold this. This is a lot thicker and more substantial. So you might need to use a ruler or something to get it to go where you want it to go. Let's just make sure everything's still going to, whoops, that goes inside. This goes over. Okay. Yeah, everything still works. Okay. So we're going to take this piece and wrap him over. And I'm not worried about stuff being upside down or sideways or anything like that. If that kind of stuff bothers you, you might want to make sure that all yours is facing in a way that pleases you. Okay, so we are to our pocket, the inside of our flap, and our inside page, I guess. So we're just going to take and glue this little guy down. I think I might leave that open so I can put something else down. I am trying to take these straight edges and go up against our straight edges just for the sake of keeping the bulk out of the folds. Some of them I wrapped around to strengthen it, especially where we had perforated edges. That was kind of the purpose of that. If you don't have perforated edges, you don't need to worry about that. Come on. Oops, oops, oops. Okay. So this is still our our inside page, if you will. Let's do that one there. And I think I'm actually going to do this and this, this and this, and then I will come back and I will show you how to cut down that, and then we will get to decorating it. Sound good? Okay, hang tight. Okay guys, we are back and I have the folio done with the pocket and the closure, and that piece is still wanting to come up. So we're going to take and we're just going to glue him down again. Okay. And we also have our Tim Holtz packaging all covered up. And I'm going to put one more piece on that. And then we're going to clean it up a little bit. And you end up with something pretty or grungy or all of the above, depending on how you want to look at it. Take that one, just straighten that out a little bit. Okay, and I am going to come through with some more ink. Oops. Rogue piece of our rogue piece of our book page. So we're going to open this guy up. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm just going to do a couple of little ink splatters on it. And then we're going to have to let them dry, and then we will flip them over and we will do the other side. Okay, guys. The dots are all dry, and there we have our folio. I hit it with the sander just a little bit, just to kind of knock some of the edges down, kind of distress the paper a little bit more, and inked around the edges, and that's about it. I guess we probably should put a little notch in for our pocket, but other than that, I'm going to call it done, and I'm going to call that our book page junk mail folio. And I decided that I was going to go ahead and decorate the tag with y'all. And we're just gonna, I went ahead and I had put the spots on it, and I inked around it, and I did sand it just a little bit more on the face of the paper, just to kind of knock down some of those edges and distress the paper a little bit more. And we're going to use some of our ephemera that we've been making, right? Yes, use some of our ephemera. And I think we're going to do that. So this is just one of the book page photos that we made. This has been a while ago. I will try to link a video below. And this is just a piece of the stamped ephemera that we made. he's popping up. I'm just going to put right there. Probably should have put him closer, huh? That's okay. Maybe I'll take a label or something. I'm just going to put a piece of tatty fabric on here. And we're going to call it good. So I just wanted to tell you guys thank you very much for stopping by and sticking around. And if you want to get in on the giveaway for when we get to 500, go over, like this video. You have to be a subscriber. And then go over to my community page and see the rules for it. But just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate each and every single one of you. And that, yeah, that I appreciate you. And that's my way of saying thanks. And thanks for sticking around with me and listening to me clamor on along. And yeah, but this is what we got done today. And just a tag and a folio out of junk mail and packaging and the book page that we did. And I will link her video below. And until next time, guys, go out and spread some joy today and love one another. And much love. Thanks. Bye.